Do you guys think I'm valid? Are you guys like, easy white chocolate?
I'm trying to engage more with elderly culture. I'm trying to follow the news, because it's not for young people, the news. It's not targeted at us. We don't have enough voting power. I've listened to the news on the radio. It's all old people moaning about being cold. It's all cold old people. I can't relate, you know. I'm young and hot. I was listening the other day. It was an old lady calling in to the radio station. She goes, "Oh, Nick, I can't afford to heat my house." I was thinking, I'll never have one. To a young person, I can't afford to heat my house just sounds like a brag. It sounds like I can't afford to fuel my Porsche. It's like, you have a house with a chairlift. I mean, you have stairs you don't even use. I'd pay good money to live under those stairs. Everything she says, she's complaining, but it sounds like a boast. To me, like at one point she says, "Well, since last year, I live alone." Well done, mate. No flatmates, you made it out the hood. She's like, "I have to take pills every day. That's gangster, congratulations." I'm 25, I feel like on my own in a big house, everyone from school's dead. That's the dream. I don't follow climate change news either, which is bad. I smoke weed and watch Frozen Planet. That's as close as I get. It's terrifying, though. I was doing it the other day. There was a polar bear on a tiny bit of ice. I got sad, man. I started thinking about how sad it is, obviously soon, because of climate change, the polar bears, they won't have any ice left. Future generations, they won't grow up in a world with polar bears. And that made me sad. And then, the next clip was of a polar bear swimming. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. No one told me they could swim. I thought they were drowning. Now I want to see a polar bear on a little bit of ice. I'm like, look at this drama queen. Swim to a bigger bit. Stop trying to get adopted, man. Then I came up with a solution. I'm like, oh my God, I know how we save polar bears. Right, the Arctic's too hot. We need to put the polar bears somewhere cold. I'm thinking, old people's houses. Save the polar bears, get those lonely old people a nice warm friend. I don't blame, though. I don't blame older people too much for climate change. I feel like every generation has their thing that they had to deal with, right? You can't solve every problem at once. I can say to my dad, "Thanks, Dad, for all this climate change." He'd be like, "Sorry, we were a bit busy realizing there was discrimination." Yeah? You say to his dad, "Thanks, Dad, for all this discrimination." His dad would be like, "Sorry, we were a bit busy fighting the Nazis." You say to his dad, "Thanks, Dad, for all these Nazis." His dad would be like, "Sorry, we were a bit busy trying to fix poverty." Same way my kids will say to me, "Thanks, Dad, for giving AI feelings." And I'd be like, "Sorry, I was watching Reels, I didn't notice." Okay? We had our own challenges, my generation. We had our own challenges. Ice bucket. The mannequin challenge, the cinnamon challenge. We had to flip a water bottle and make it land right side up. And it wasn't easy. You kids wouldn't understand. I'm not the best representative of my generation, though, because I feel like, my generation characterized by quite a lot of hardship, economic instability, climate change, and also being very diverse. I'm not representative of either of those things. I'm quite privileged, very white. I realized recently how white I was. I went to Finland. Everyone thought I was Finnish. Everyone. I met this woman in a market in Finland, like on the water. She saw me, she was like, oh my God, you look so Finnish. You look exactly like my son. And then she got out her phone. She showed me a picture of, to this day, the ugliest kid I've ever seen. Just some Norse folklore creature. She just Googled troll and was like, that's you. And I was hurt, right? But then I went to Sweden afterwards. They're way better looking. In Sweden, I didn't know, they're way better looking in Sweden. And everyone in Sweden thought I was Finnish again. I was hanging out with these Swedish comedians. They start roasting me with Finnish racism. Which, honestly, it's baffling, being abused with stereotypes you don't know. They're like, oh, this guy, I bet he drinks grapefruit juice. They're like, I bet his name is Jonas. I said, my name's Finn. Shouldn't have said that. I said, I bet he gets naked with his dad. Lucky guess. I'm quite privileged. But the thing is, it's not like, I think you want to have some kind of struggle. In 2025, struggle, that's social currency. You can see how it's different generation to generation in how we use social media, because older people, I think, use social media to show off about their achievements, whereas, like, my friends will use it to show off about the things that are holding them back from achieving things. Like that little, the bio, the description, older people, they'll like list their achievements. It'll be like dentist, husband, father. My friends will put their mental disorders in their bio. ADHD, autistic, plant-based. And I feel left out because I don't have a disorder. I don't have anything. I don't have ADHD. I don't have PTSD. I'm too privileged. When I have Vietnam flashbacks, they're of a nice holiday. And I feel left out. I think it gets you some clout to have a disorder. I was at a party recently. I was telling a story in a group of people. This girl starts talking about how she has OCD. Suddenly the whole conversation is about her. Everyone forgot that I'm funny and interesting. I started getting jealous. I was thinking, hang on, I want OCD. I was in the middle of telling a story about my time in Nam. You know. I did 2 tours, bus and walking. And I'm thinking, I want OCD. Why don't I have a disorder that gets me the attention that I deserve? Looked it up. Turns out I'm a narcissist. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, honestly. I'm very jealous of people with a disorder. Certain ones I'm particularly jealous of. Social anxiety, that's a good one. Do we have shy people in? Fuck shy people. I'm too confident. People assume you're a dick if you're too confident. Shy people, everyone assumes that they're nice. They can't all be nice. I'm very suspicious of shy people. They've been getting away with their shit for too long, I think. You know, no one ever says, oh, Claire's shy, but once you get to know her, she's a cunt. She's racist, just lacks confidence. Just encourage Claire. Don't encourage Claire. Some people say we overdiagnose disorders. I disagree. I think we underdiagnose. I wish everything was a disorder. I'd have more excuses for my behaviour. Someone says, Finlay, you dress terribly. I can say, sorry, I have ASOS. Finlay, you're lazy. I have PS5, actually. Finlay, you're childish. I have PP poo-poo. Most replayed. But that's why the first thing on my list of ways to be cool as a privileged person, which is what this show is, by the way, is get some neurodivergence. Do we have anyone in here with stuff? We got Got any neurodivergence, anything at all? Woo over there, what have you got? Autism. See, I love that. Autistic people are proud. Shy people learn from the autistic people. Autism. What's your like special interest with autism? What's the thing that you really channel that into?
God, lots of different things. Video games.
Video games, lovely. What video games do you like?
Like RPGs,
RPG. What roles? This is role-playing games. As if my fans don't all know what a role-playing game. What role do you play as?
someone with a sword usually.
Someone with a sword. I love that. Someone with a sword. Someone who doesn't have autism. Someone who fits into medieval society, where that was just that was fine. It was commonplace. Any other superpowers?
ADHD.
ADHD. Who's ADHD? Yeah. How does that manifest for you? ADHD. Do you?
Not good. I was excited because I knew that the doctor was going to give me speed.
I love that. Yes. That's definitely not what they give you, but I love that. I have a feeling you don't have ADHD, but you do have an addiction to amphetamines. Yeah.
He refused to, he said, I'd love to give you it, but you're going to abuse it, aren't you? I said, yeah.
You're supposed to lie at that point. He trusted you enough to tell the truth there, and you were like, yeah, I am going to abuse it. Did he then give you the speed, or?
No.
No. So what are you doing now? Are you just...
Probably go to Soho, ask if anyone's got any Adderall.
That's amazing. Does that work? Who are you asking in Soho for Adderall?
You want names?
Are you one of those people, like, if you do cocaine, you want to do homework?
Oh, no. If I do cocaine, I want to do more cocaine.
Yes. If you don't, by the way, if you don't have neurodivergence, it's okay. If you don't have neurodivergence, there's plenty of other ways you can be cool as a privileged person. Be socially conscious, that's a big one. What I mean by this is care about issues, be an activist. You got to care about issues. I was doing a show in Northampton recently. This guy messages me after the show. He's like, oh, so you can do a comedy show in Northampton, but you can't do anything to help the situation in Palestine. I was like, that is an accurate description of my skill set. I'm barely helping the situation in Northampton. Forget the Middle East, I can't help the East Midlands. But we do, I think, we do need to focus more on the situation in the East Midlands. It's very complicated. I feel sorry, because at least people are fighting over the Middle East. No one is fighting over the East Midlands. If people showed up to Corby and said, this land is ours, they'd say, take it. We don't want it, right? Here's what you can do, right? If you want to make it look like you have opinions, you want to look smart, here's the easiest way, right? What you do, just disagree with everyone in the conversation, and it makes you look like you have opinions. You go into a conversation, someone's talking about communism, you say it's never worked. They say, what do you suggest? Capitalism? You go, no. And then you leave. Works every time. I love it. I love being a contrarian. Everyone does, don't they? Sorry, are you a contrarian?
No.
See? I try and be a progressive person as well, but I'm not always as progressive as I think I'm being. Like, I went on holiday recently, and I met a girl on a night out. Things were going well. Made it back to her place, And we get there, she's undressing, and she says to me very frankly, very honestly, she says, I have a penis, right? And I had what I thought was like a very liberal response. So I was like, oh, it's 2025. So to say like, oh, whatever, it's cool, I'm cool with it. And her English wasn't great. She'd never heard that expression before. So from her perspective, she's revealed she has a penis, and I've responded with the date. She's trusted I'm sensitive enough to deal with this information, and I've told her, listen, I only vaguely know where I am in time. just like I'm just saying, it's like I'm Ralph from The Simpsons, just, hey, I have a penis. It's Wednesday, but... But I explained to her what I meant. She seemed calmed down, and she got it out, and it was very feminine. It's very feminine. She explained to me, she goes, it's small because I take estrogen. It shrinks it, hormone shrinks it. And I was like, oh, same. Which brings us on to our next one. If you're not socially conscious, you still want to be cool as a privileged person, don't worry, get some trauma, right? Get some trauma. Trauma is social currency now. Everyone's open about their trauma. You want to be in a conversation, you want to compete. It's like trauma top trumps. Everyone's trying to see who has the best trauma, but it's competitive. I'll drop in something low-key into the conversation, like, oh, I was never really close with my dad, and then someone just appears. At least you had one. You're like, oh, damn. They're like, I never knew my dad. Someone else appears. I wish I never knew my dad. He used to hit us. Someone else shows up. That's nothing. Our dad used to hit us with nunchucks. Someone else, I wish our dad still hit us with nunchucks. He died during 9/11. Someone else, at least your dad's a hero. My dad died doing 9/11. Someone else, sorry, what's a dad? I was raised by wolves. At least you had wolves. I never knew my wolves. Well, I wish I never knew my wolves. They died during 9/11. This routine is quite similar to a very famous Monty Python sketch called The Four Yorkshiremen. But luckily, I'm too young to have seen it. I tell you guys my trauma, but you guys don't care. It's fine. No, it's fine. Okay, fine, I'll tell you guys. Basically, I was a bit lonely at private school. I'll tell you the story, I'll tell you the background. So I'm from a place called Islington in North London. And the kind of area, thank you, the kind of area it was where I went to primary school, it was all like, we were all very posh, all very sheltered. We all sounded like Boris Johnson, because he was our dad. And then I was supposed to go to this like sort of inner city, like in the city school, posh school, but I didn't get in. I ended up going to this school sort of on the border of like East London and Essex, in like the Kashmir of like East London and Essex. And it was very different to culturally to the kind of place where I grew up went to primary school. Like the people were not necessarily posh; they were like new money. You talk to the kids' dads at this school, you know, they're sort of geezers who've done well for themselves. They'd be like, oh yeah, I've worked my way up. I started off selling meat out the back of a van. And I grafted, and now I sell vans. Out the back of a van. Right? I'll give you an idea of the kind of area where I went to school. The most famous person from that area was a guy who was on Love Island a couple of years ago, a guy called Jack Fowler. This guy, just to give you an idea, he once justified that he was dating two girls at the same time on Love Island by saying, well, it's like they say, you should never close a book. Which is not a saying. That's just a weird problem you have. They didn't like me, though. I remember the person that hated me the most at my school, this girl called Sharma, right? She thought I was stuck up and arrogant, and I was. Right? But she figured it out. I remember we were in the same English class in year 9. We were all going around saying a fun fact about ourselves. Gets to me, I said, my fun fact. I was like, hi everyone, I'm Finlay. My fun fact is I want to be a comedian when I'm older. Sharma, she goes, but you're not funny. Right? And I was hurt, but then it got to Sharma's turn. She said, hi everyone, my name's Sharma. My fun fact is that I'm called Sharma because my mum's name is Sean and my dad's name is Mark. So they combined their names and made Sharma. And I pissed myself because that's not how you name kids, is it? You don't just smush you and your partner's names together. My dad's called Neil, my mum's Jennifer. I'm not Ninifer, that's insane. I start laughing. She goes, why are you laughing? I said, I'm laughing because, you know, if you combine Sean and Mark, you don't get Sharma, you get Shark. And she had a good comeback, to be fair. She said, Finlay, you know no one at this school likes you. I was like, whoa, shark attack. But I did what any private school kid does when they want to rebel at private school. What we all do. This is our main coping mechanism when we don't fit in. Got really into rap music. Specifically for me, at the time when I was at school, it was a subgenre of rap music called UK Grime. Now, private school kids love grime. It's kind of our music. It's very important culturally to us. I remember the first time I heard Man Don't Care by JME, best grime tune of all time. I was watching the music video. Camera pans round, all these guys in hoods. JME comes out of the darkness. He says the first lyric. He says, I've got a black ski mask, but I don't ski. I was like, I can relate to half of that. That's what it's like listening to rap music as a posh. You just relate to half of everything. I'm going to play you an excerpt from Man Don't Care. You guys are going to guess which half of it I related to. Here we go.
Killing with these, killing MC, digest this, cinnamon tea.
There we go. I was inspired. I thought I could start writing bars, basically. I thought I could become a rapper. And you might think you can't write rap lyrics. They're like, I'm getting that money from my dad. But I did. And I'm gonna rap for you now, a rap that I wrote when I was 16 about getting money from my dad. Here we go. Get hyped up, everyone, come on. Royalty-free beats. Let's go. I'm joking, I'd rather kill myself. What is this, MC Hammersmith? I'm not going to rap that for you, but I can play you. So, some background to this next clip. I was in a rap crew. We were called Best New Music. We had to form because our ops, right, they formed a crew and they made a diss track. They were called the Weed Crew. And they made a diss track about me and my friend Hugo, right? So we had to form to make a diss track back about the Weed Crew. And there was me, my rap name was Finale, and there was Hugo, he was just MC Hugo. But yeah, I'm gonna play it for you, but you guys, I need your help, right? On the last line of the chorus, which is, you man will get left like the EU. I'm gonna point at you guys are gonna do the ad-lib, which is raw. Okay, here we go.
And then you go raw.
That's what you do.
Yeah. That's it. There we go. Us man don't fuck
with the weed crew.
Cause they ain't got bars like
We do.
Yeah, you man are next best like the
We you.
Yeah, you man will get left like the
EU.
Us man don't fuck with the weed crew. Cause they ain't got bars
Like we do.
Yeah, you man are next best like the
We you. Yeah, you man will get left like the EU. My jacket. Fag packet. Can't hack it. Jack hack it.
Halfway house, I've got hooks in your
Bait.
Halfway house, you'll die
And not straight. He did, genuinely. Fuck with the weed crew, cause they ain't got bars like we do. Yeah, you man are next best like the Wii U. Yeah, you man get left like the EU. Fuck with the weed crew.
Cause they ain't got
My
bars
verse coming up, here we go.
Yeah, you man are next best like the Wii U. Yeah, you man get left like the EU.
Here we go, thank you.
Well, we can start on Monday, but the
Bank's
bank's
still
still open.
open.
Flow colder than an ocean, even if the ocean's frozen.
frozen.
I'm about to get fucked up, you know my tank is
Rather
rather potent.
potent.
I'm just worried all this smoke is fucking up my hemoglobin. That's all I got.
That's what I had. Don't fuck with the weed crew, cause they ain't got bars like we do. Yeah, you man are next best like the Wii U. Yeah, you man will get left like the EU. Us man don't fuck with the weed crew,
Cause they ain't got
bars like we do.
Yeah, you man are next best like the Wii U.
Yeah, you man will get left like the EU.
And the weak crew are burst, fam.
Burst. There we go, yes. Body bag. Where the fuck are they now, the weed crew? Where are they now? They're all doing PhDs, actually. Do a bullshit arts degree. Now listen, if you're worried about people thinking you're sheltered, I'm holding it like a rapper still. If you're worried about people thinking you're sheltered, you could just do a bullshit arts degree. It makes you seem a bit more cultured, a bit more cosmopolitan. Just waste your parents' money just learning about random arts, culture, stuff. I did a bullshit arts degree. My degree, so I originally applied for politics, right? Reapplied for this degree. It's called language and culture. So I studied language, not even specific, just the vibe of languages. And then the culture part was just random cultural modules about all sorts of different things. I did a module on Caribbean dance as part of my degree. Do we know what a wine is? If you don't know, a wine is when you grind your crotch against someone's arse to the beat. And that's what I studied at uni. For 4 blood clot years. I can't use that. I can't go to a bashment rave and be like, it's fine, I've got a degree. I've studied your people. Me even do one module pondy pum pum, you know. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, I feel like all kind of like arts degree, like culture degrees, it's all like posh white kids that do it. What's gonna happen to art? I mean, good art's supposed to come from struggle, hip hop, the blues. Every painting by Van Gogh, that's art, moves you, makes you feel something. What does art look like when it doesn't come from struggle? You're watching it. It's shit, it's this and Coldplay. Oh, number 6, die. If you're a privileged person, you want to be cool, people are slagging you off whilst you're alive, just die. It will improve your reputation. It happened with Diana, it happened with JFK. Listen, I see articles all the time about, like, students at good unis, and they always frame the article, if the kid is, like, overdosed and passed away, they always frame the article as, like, promising young, I saw that the other day, promising young Oxford student dies after overdosing. Family mourns the lost potential of this promising young student. Weird that they focus on the potential, like that's the sad part, rather than it's not just sad that someone passed away. Like as if the kid wasn't at uni, the headline would be like, kid dies, family sad for no reason. Luckily, sister is engineer. I fantasize about the response to my death sometimes. Some people imagine their funeral. I think about the Instagram post that will be made when I die. I hope that the caption says that I passed away in the early hours of the morning. I think that's nice. I think if you pass away late morning, you sound lazy. I'm a comedian, I sleep in. I'm really worried that when I die, the caption on the post about my death will be like, Finlay Christie passed away peacefully in his sleep today at 2 p.m. on the sofa. He wasn't surrounded by his family, they were at work. Number 7, we've got get into an interracial relationship. These are not in order of preference. I know that looks bad. Now, I've been in mixed relationships my whole life, and you know, people sometimes assume, people you know, tease me. They say, "Oh, you're just doing it for the clout, for the like cultural validation," and you get teased a lot for that in a mixed relationship because it does. I think it gives you some people give you the benefit of the doubt. I think, like my last relationship, she used to tease me all the time. She used to tease me for being racist all the time. You've been in a mixed relationship. This is the big joke. In a mixed relationship. It's hilarious for the person that's not white. And she goes to me once, Finlay, I've come up with a test to work out if you're racist. You guys can play along. Give me a cheer if you're not racist. That wasn't the test, guys. Guys, give me a cheer if you're not racist. Thank you. This is the text. She goes, there's 2 buttons in front of you. First button kills 1 million white people. Second button kills 100,000 Ghanaians. Whatever you do, it's front page news tomorrow, everyone knows. What do you do? And I thought about it, I was like, well, you know, ultimately I would have to press the second button, right, the 100,000, because I'd save the lives of so many more people. And she said, "Oh, that's interesting." Because I didn't even say you had to press one. I said, "I know." I asked her what she'd do. She said, "I'd press both. I'm Nigerian. Fuck 'em." I know. I thought she was Jamaican. She prepped me, you know, because there's cultural differences, things you got to overcome. She prepped me for meeting her family at Christmas. She was like, "When you come round, meet my family, there's lots of like cultural things you need to take note of." She was like, "You got to touch the floor. This thing called the do ballet. When you come around, you got to touch the floor. Don't call anyone by their first name." She was like, "You got to call them all uncle as a sign of respect," which threw me as a white person. I do not have an uncle that I respect. This is the thing. She was like, "Don't call my grandpa, you know, Ben. Don't call my dad, Michael. Got to call them all uncle, right?" And another thing, she was like, "Bring a dish. Bring some food." I was going to bring alcohol. She was like, "No, bring some food. Bring a dish. Bring like, you know, bring a rice dish or something." I was like, "I don't think this is going to look respectful." She was like, "No, I would do it if I met someone else's family." I was like, "Yeah, I think if you do it, it would look respectful, but I can't walk into an all-black family gathering, the only white person there holding a plate of rice, walk up to your grandpa and go, 'Oh, Uncle Ben.'" I've heard so much, I'm a big fan, you know. So a lot of you may be thinking at this point, you know, Finlay, why have you done a show teaching privileged people how to be cool? This is not an important thing to do a show about. And listen, what I have to say to that is, I've done it now. And also, I think at the same time, you know, we're living in a time where privileged people at the moment, they're being challenged on it for the first time in history, and they're not responding well, are they? I mean, I've done this whole show. You know, we had race riots. We have everyone. Andrew Tate is a big cultural figure at the moment, and clearly, we're used to getting exactly what we want all the time. when that's taken away straight away, we don't respond well. I think all these groups, which I belong to all of them, right, let them keep one thing from the past, because every other group is allowed to assert their identity more than ever. These groups do it, it's problematic. Let them keep one problematic thing from the past that they're still allowed to do, and I think equality will be achieved much faster. Listen, men, we'll have to stop hurting women, we'll have to do more of the childcare. Let us do mansplaining. We love it. And I think the number of, the amount of sexual violence and incel terrorism will go down. I think next time you're at a bar, ladies, and you're talking to your friend, just trying to have a normal conversation, and you say something low-key like, oh, I love that band Tame Impala, right? They're such a talented bunch of guys. And someone overhears you and goes, actually, I think you'll find it's just one guy who plays all the instruments. Just turn to him and just go, wow. That's fascinating. And he'll go home and he'll think, oh, maybe I won't start that podcast. Mansplaining could actually bring us together. It can be a beautiful thing. I'm going to prove it to you now. We're going to do a mansplaining chorus. Men, your lines are in green. Women, your lines are in cyan. Cyan, women, is the colour between blue and green. Here we go. Men, I'm going to cue you in. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Look how Tarantino uses one continuous shot here. It's a man's choice to the university with the prejudice. That's really cool. I'm sorry if I ever came across as condescending. I have been socialized to adopt an authoritative role. Occasionally I've learned to be with an ego. That I cannot satisfy by hunting or fighting for my country. I masturbate because I crave what I did. I love you.
Everyone, heaven is a place on earth with you. Tell me all the things you want to do. I heard that you like the bad girls funny. Is that true? It's amazing. I think it was just... It's And then listen, do that for men, posh people, white people, kick us out of government, let us do rap music. Give us some concession. Because I remember looking back, when I used to think about school and stuff, I always thought it was a good thing that I got kind of the shit ripped out of me at school. It's made me become a more bearable person. Then I think maybe that would have just happened anyway if they'd been nice to me and I would have wanted to be more like them. Maybe I didn't deserve to get bullied. Then I found this rap I wrote when I was 16 about getting money from my dad. FY enter the ALE, sniffing that MD till the bag's empty. I get P's at breakneck speeds, I don't make ends meet like HS3. Little drunk, here to relax, sherry in the front, beers in the back. If I've got an idea for an app, I'll black dad, no Baghdad, who'll set me a rack. Bentley in black, full of Henny and yak. I got North Face on, cause I like to pretend to be jacked. I'm in the sketchiest gaff, with the friendliest lads. You man fall out over bread, like a messy kebab. 100 quid socks from Fortnum and Mason, thought they were on sale, you were sorely mistaken. Convert all of these pagans like the Norman invasion, staring awe in amazement as I bring home all of the bacon. They say that time is money, well I can afford to be patient. They'd lock me up if nepotism was a crime, but I buy my way out of the prison with a bribe. And I know it's nice to meet me for this little bit of time, but I assure you that the privilege is mine. Thank you. And number 8 is just be a good person, guys. Because that's what matters, isn't it? More than anything else. Who cares about these arbitrary distinctions between class and race and gender? All that matters is that you're a good... Do you know what I mean? Just a good bloke and stuff. Yeah. And that's it, that's the show, really. I just think... really glad that that's could all come out, and thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.